Okay, Attack on Titan chapter 120. This is going to be a big chapter, probably. I'm a bit confused as to whether or not it's actually the 10th anniversary of the manga, because, there was that 1 month where 2 chapters were released in 1 month, and that confuses things a little bit, but either way, this is shaping up to be one hell of a chapter, and I don't want to really waste too much time. I just want to get into this thing. I can talk about my thoughts afterwards. So yeah, thank you very much to... Oh, Messi did that. I didn't realise. Oh, thank you, Messi. And Sleepy Haichu. Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Thank you, everyone, as always, involved in the making of this typeset. But I'm just going to get into this right now because I'm excited as hell. Okay. Eren. By all means, we must save everyone. So this is a flashback, then, I presume, to Eren and Zeke talking. Oh, yeah, and he drops the ball. I dropped it. I wonder if living in the hospital made my body grow dull. Also, should be mentioned, fan translations often inaccurate. So don't take everything as gospel, alright? Just saying. So, by all means, we must save everyone. So if the baseball represents Eren and Zeke's connection and Eren's willingness to follow Zeke's plan, then Eren immediately dropping the ball would really represent his lack of determination towards completing the goal, and that he doesn't agree with Zeke. Although, interesting that we're getting flashbacks to this at this time of all times. In fact, I should actually zoom in a little bit, just seconds. Okay. Oh, chapter 20, intense. Oh, gee, what is that look? Oh man, that's not a fun look. I wonder if living... Yeah, chapter 20, intent. That is a very interesting title. Maybe we'll finally get some Eren POV this chapter. Let's see. Okay, okay, I'm just checking how this works. What the fuck is that? Oh, okay, it's a feather. Jesus Christ. I thought that the feather was like some massive spike shooting out of the ground. No, it's a feather falling from a bird. Birds in this show are always, in fact, used to represent freedom. I mean, even the scouts wear wings of freedom on their back, right? And in all the songs, birds are used to describe the scouts and those who seek freedom. So, perhaps that's meant to represent Eren losing his head. A bird of freedom loses a feather. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Titans are ravaging the place, just destroying people. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Malayan soldiers mostly by the looks of it. And we see Sasha's family hiding in the house. If a Titan finds them, they're screwed. That's where we left off with them last chapter. And then we cut away from that. Oh, is that... Oh yeah, that's Porco. That's not Porco, sorry. That's Falco's Titan. Falco's Titan must have... Yeah, that's his... Yeah, that makes sense. Ryan is reaching out. Jean and Connie are looking forward. Oh, fucking goddamn. That's so brutal. Sorry, Colt. Did I say Colt's Titan? I meant Falco's Titan. Okay, so Gabby falls back. The gun's... Well, guess what it does? Fucking knocked her off her ass. Yes, so Gabby falls over, as expected, because of the gun's recoil. Because people apparently didn't realise that the final shot we saw of her was of her firing the gun. And so obviously we wouldn't see the recoil until after the aftermath, but forget about that. Oh, and Eren gets decapitated and the head falls towards Zeke. Oh, gee, this could be really... Oh. Either way, this is going to be an amazing moment for Zeke's character. I'm wondering, will Eren be able to trigger the coordinates from just that contact? Or could you imagine if Eren had the opportunity to save himself by transferring his consciousness into his body, but he chose not to do that in order to keep his consciousness in his head so that when his head made contact with Zeke, he could use the coordinate? Could you imagine that? So he died. He chose to die when he could have saved himself to ensure the coordinate was used. That would be interesting. Oh, god damn. We're already a quarter of the way through the chapter. This is all visuals. Not complaining, of course, but god damn. God, poor Zeke. I mean, he deserves it. I can only have so much sympathy considering he killed 2 sets of brothers. He killed Falco's older brother Colt, and he indirectly killed Parker. So he killed two people who were like, brother relation stuff. So like, it is sad, but at the end of the day, what's happening to him here is just what he did to another person in the last chapter, so it's not the end of the world. Whoa! These are memories, right? Whoa. That is... Whoa. But whose memories are they? Wait, let's look up... Okay. Well, this is really interesting. So I assume that this is Zeke getting Eren's memories, right? It looks like it. So let's look. We've got... we've got... I can't tell what that is at the top left. Then we've got Hanji, Levi, a blimp, Sasha and Connie fighting. We've got an injured Falco. I don't believe Eren ever saw Falco looking like that. I could be wrong. But then we've got Grisha looking terrified. Then we've got Kruger looking out of the closet, presumably as his family's about to be burnt. That would be my assumption. Levi's squad. Yep, Annie, Reiner. That looks like him making... How are they going to show this in the anime, I wonder? Then we've got someone eating soup. I believe that's Eren when he's discussing... I can't remember, I think that's an Eren memory. And then, okay, so let's... I'll address the elephant in the room in a minute, but this looks like not just his memories, but the memories of him, Grisha and Kruger. Or at the very least, him and Kruger. That's what it seems like. Because there are some memories in here that I don't think Eren would be Eren's memories directly. Like this one, for example. That's not Eren's memory, that's Kruger's memory. Or perhaps Grisha's, one of the two. And that's definitely Grisha's memory down there. As for this, I don't even... Maybe that's the Taiba memories. Or maybe that's the memories of someone who we don't even realise Eren has the memories of. Like Miss Taiba, or maybe a founding titan or something like that. Okay, I can digest this later. What's this? These two corner images I find interesting. In fact, all the corner images. Anyway, let's move on. Let's not get bogged down in this for too long. I can look at it again afterwards. Whoa! Oh, that's the fucking tree from Norse mythology, isn't it? Oh my god, that looks awesome. This is some... this is some serious stuff going down right now. That looks to be Eren. The dark hair. Unless it's... Wait a minute, it kind of looks like Grisha almost. It's someone who I'm going to assume is Eren unless proven wrong. Appears to be looking at, presumably, paths. Where all paths intertwine at the tree, right? The tree from Norse mythology, the tree that Eren was laying under in episode 1. What's the tree symbolism? Well, let's count. There's definitely more than 9 paths. Okay. This is an awesome shot, but if I keep... All of these shots are cool, so I need to just keep moving forward. Oh, yep. Oh, shit. Okay, so it is Eren. Eren's looking up. Yeah, at the light. This is... all. I feel like we're going to get some answers now, and I'm fucking excited, man. This is where all the paths connect to the coordinate, and we see someone topless, chained to the ground, to the sand. Who is it, I wonder? It looks like Zeke. This is what I think. Oh, that is what I think. I wonder if the royal family members who inherited the founder have come here before, when using the founder's power. Yeah, it is Zeke. Let me reread that again. That is what I think. I wonder if the royal family members who inherited the founding titan have come here before, when using the founder's power, to imply that Eren is using the founding power as well. Brother? I grew tired of waiting, Eren. I feel like I've been sitting here for years, for you to recover and wake up. What is going on? How many years have passed? I don't really know. Everything happens in a split second. Your head was sent flying by Gabi. I made contact with you before you completely died. Yep, it was a success. We have obtained the Founder's power. This is a chapter I'm going to have to read multiple times to understand what the fuck's going on. I do have a basic understanding. I'm definitely going to have to reread this chapter though. I need to make sure I get all this information. This is it's so surreal. Like, it feels like we're gonna get answers now. If it feels like we're gonna get answers now, and that I'm excited, but I'm also kind of scared because I hope the answers are not terrifying answers. Anything happened in this split second? Huh? And Eren and Zeke are looking at each other, and there's someone behind Eren. Huh? Someone's here. Oh, let me guess, that is Ymir? Don't worry, that is the founder Ymir. Yes, it is. It's little bucket girl. The founder Ymir. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel like a kid on his birthday right now. Holy shit, this is fucking intense, man. The founder Ymir, you say? How do you know? Would there be anyone else here except for the founder Ymir-san, who aimlessly walk around? More importantly, the founder sculpted my lower half back with this soil once, and gave me back my life. And he's beginning to crumble by the looks of it. I wonder if it creates the Titans here. Every time that we wish for the Titan's power, using this boundless time. Yeah, it looks like Zeke is crumbling. What the fuck is... And why is he chained down? I'm intrigued, but I'm so confused as well. And also, this is actually important to note. Eren is surprised by the fact that it's the founder Ymir, which means that he's not some all-knowing being who knows the history of everything. He clearly is limited in his knowledge, otherwise he would know right off the bat, here's Ymir, she's coming to, do our plan that we've been planning out. Like, clearly his knowledge is limited, otherwise he wouldn't be surprised by the fact that Ymir is here. So he doesn't know as much as some people might have theorized he knew, in that he had everything, he knew everything beginning to end, had all the knowledge and all that. He clearly is limited to some degree. The founder, I wonder if it creates the Titans here. Every time that we wish for the Titans' powers using this boundless time. Oop. Oh wait, there you go. And Ymir is walking. We see a close-up of her hand. Interesting. And her feet. The way her feet are drawn almost makes it look like her shoes are like connected to the ground. That might just be like just because of the sand texture. Always here all alone. And he looks sad about that. Eren, command the founder Ymir. Yeah. Oh no, this is when it's going to happen, isn't it? He's going to betray Zeke. Oh my god, is he going to abandon Zeke in paths chained up for all eternity? That would be... I hope that doesn't happen, because... oh my god, that would be horrific. Eren, command the founder Ymir. The time for our dream to be realised has come. And Eren looks at Zeke. What are those chains? You did well noticing these chains. Well, thank you for worrying. They prevent me from being free. In other words, the vow renouncing war. Oh! So, they are a metaphorical representation of the vow. Okay. As I thought, you are the only one who can move freely here. You are the only one who can command founder Ymir. And Eren and Zeke are looking at each other. This is my dream, and Mr. Xavier's, and yours. Please, save the world. Oh no, it's gonna happen. Oh, god damn. I just hope... Obviously, I don't want Zeke's plan to turn out. I don't want Zeke's plan to, happen. And I also recognise that Zeke is currently an antagonist, right? But at the same time, I hope that Eren has some sympathy in his heart for Zeke. He's not just going to abandon him here. But who knows? I don't even know. So Zeke and Eren are both in... So when King Fritz, the 145th king, said that he made a deal with the founding Titan, I always had this theory, and I'm annoyed I didn't bring it up in any of the previous chapters, that the founding Titan power wasn't actually the power to wield, basically the founding Titan's power wasn't the power to control people's minds and to act and change biology and all that stuff. Rather, the founding Titan's power was just the power to contact Ymir, and it was Ymir who did all that stuff. That was always my theory. I'm annoyed that I didn't mention it in previous chapters because now there's going to be people who think I'm just saying that retroactively to look smart, but genuinely. Because lines like, 140 the king made a vow with the founding titan to renounce war. Anyway, I need to move on. I'm hesitating to read the rest of this chapter because I'm scared about what's going to happen. Yep. It's happening. It's happening. Oh no. It's happening. It's happening. Eren looks down at Zeke. Eren? I'm not sure what the emotion on his face. He has thin lips. His eyes are wide. His eyebrows are stiff. He looks angry, but it's difficult to tell. Tell the founder that all Eldians from now on must have bodies that cannot reproduce children. It's fine if we crush the allied forces with the power of the rumbling later. And then Eren says, euthanizing all Eldians. Eren. Oh, the next page is going to be a big spread of Eren rejecting it, right? That's exactly what it's going to be. I would never partake in such a joke of a plan. Sorry, brother. Yep, as expected. Oh, sad but horrible. And he looks really pissed off. The only reason I went along with you was to get here. Yeah, not surprising, but sad either way. Oh. And Eren... That's an interesting look Eren has in the middle panel. Almost indifferent, like a scientist studying an animal, just looking at them with curiosity. He looks so angry in that top right panel. Yeah. God damn. Yep, and Eren's walking off. As long as Eldians are around, this hell will never end. If you don't do this, from this point onwards the killing will never stop. We will continue repeating this. Why, Eren? Please answer me. I mean, to be fair, the very least you can do is answer the question. Like, if you're going to betray me, you could at least give him the courtesy of explaining why. Because I was born into this world. Yep, as expected. And Zeke looks, as expected, sad. Although, interestingly, he doesn't look like he's crying. He definitely looks sad, but he's not crying. So here's the thing. The bond, not necessarily the bond, but the alliance between Eren and Zeke is now over. So what's going to happen with Eren and Zeke, specifically Zeke, really depends on what's going on right now. Is Zeke literally in this dimension? Is he trapped here forever? Or once this little interaction ends, are both of them going to return? Or is Zeke going to be stuck here forever? I don't see why Zeke would be stuck here forever. I don't think he's literally trapped here with chains. That's just a metaphor for the vow to renounce war. Also, Eren, gotta say, with the way Ymir's been drawn with the shadowed out face, I'm kind of suspecting that she's not going to follow your plan. I mean, I don't know, but that's what I suspect by the way she's been drawn. We haven't seen her face yet, have we? I don't think we have. Founder Ymir, please lend me your power. Yep, she's not following his plan. At least it doesn't look like it. This is this is what I feared. If Ymir turns out to be the devil... Fuck, I should have made that video. Oh well, anyway, let's watch. I knew it, Eren. Huh? I believe that you were the only one to understand me. Is this because of Father's influence on you? I knew it, Eren. Oh, that's an interesting line. Of course, fan translations can sometimes be accurate, but what that's almost implying is that Zeke suspected Eren didn't agree with him from the beginning, but he put his trust in Eren because he was the only one to understand him, right? Maybe, again, it's difficult, first time reading, slightly off translations potentially. I'm not going to make too many judgment calls here. I would recommend everyone reread this chapter, and every chapter really, once the official translations come out. It's always beneficial. What is Ymir doing though? Oh god, why do I feel as though Zeke was crumbling earlier, right? Is she going to, take him apart and use him for something? What's going on here? That looks like it's... Huh? Whoa, what do you mean by this? During the long period of time it took for you to open your eyes, I learned a great deal. The Founder can build anything, even those chains made of soil. What? What is going on? Holy shit! Is Zeke betraying Eren? Is he pulling a fucking Uno reverse card on him? If I, who carries royal blood, wish for it, that is. Unlike the previous kings, I reached this place without being tainted by the first king's ideology. And during the time I spent together with the founder, which felt like an eternity. Zeke questions 11 out of 10 intelligence now. He just manipulated Eren. Oh my god. I'm actually really hyped right now. This is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. If I, who carries royal blood, wish for it, that is. For like eternity, I managed to render the vow of war. I managed to render the vow of war renunciation. Huh. Now let me reread that last page just to make sure I understand this. I knew it, Eren. So he did know the whole time. Oh my god, this actually... Wow, this is awesome. What do you mean by this? During the long period of time it took for you to open your eyes, I learned a great deal. The founder can build anything, even those chains made of soil. If I, who carries royal blood, wish for it, that is. I'm definitely going to have to reread this chapter a couple times. Huh? This is the founder Ymir, who possesses absolute power, but her true form is that of a slave without a will of her own. She continues to submit to the individuals carrying royal blood, whom she believes are her masters. I have obtained the power of the founder. No way. You were nothing but a key, Eren. Oh my god. This is... And of course Zeke's name means empowered by God as well, doesn't it? He's literally been empowered by God here. Could you imagine reading the raws of these chapters during the leaks and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with all these fucking chains and shit? No way. You were nothing but a key, Eren. I'm glad I waited until I could hear your true thoughts, as I thought you really were brainwashed by that father of ours. You're not at fault. We are miserable victims who were brought into this world by our horrible father. However, I had another father who saved me. You needed someone who could save you. I will never abandon you. I will heal you with... Oh, Eren does not want that. That is not... No. No. I will heal you with the power of the founder. Stop it. It's pointless. It's time to save the world with you. Oh my god, this is crazy, man. I love it, but it's crazy. So we get back into Eren's childhood with Grisha and Karla. Yeah. And Zeke and Eren going into their past. These are our father's memories. Interesting that speech bubble is hollow. I don't know much about manga and how things are worded. Maybe that's meant to represent the fact that only they can hear it. He really looks happy. Zeke looks so much like Jesus, I've got to say. Anyway, he really looks happy, doesn't he? Living on after dragging his comrades and his previous family down to hell. What the hell are you trying to do? So he's not forced... That's interesting. So Zeke... It doesn't appear Zeke is forcibly changing Eren's mind. He's trying to convince him. So my view here, what I assume is going on, is Zeke truly does care about Eren, so he doesn't want to forcibly change Eren's mind using the founder. Rather he wants, because he cares about Eren, rather he wants to use the power to go into their past and try to convince Eren to change his mind. He doesn't want to force Eren into it unless it's a last resort. Good for you, Grisha. No one can blame you for forgetting all about your first family and finding happiness here, or forgetting all about your first son as well. Let's go. Oh man. Eren's looking back. Let me see. Yeah, Eren is a toddler. Next. Oh, that's kind of funny. Hurry up, next memory. Come on, chop chop. Look, Eren. These are the man's true colours. He used his status as a doctor to draw himself closer to the influential people within the walls. Oh, it's that one guy from from season 3, one of the nobles, and investigate the ruler of the walls in order to steal the founding titan. Of course, if he failed, it would cost him his wife and son, but he kept braving this danger. Do you know why? Because our shitty father was an asshole who'd throw his wife and child into the trash for the sake of Eldian restoration. I'm delusioned. I was wrong, but I'm not meant to be born. I was not meant to be born. My brainwashing came undone. Yeah, I like this. Eren's been fucking like, bitch, is this what you want me to feel? Fine, I'll feel it if that's what you want. Like, he's being a little asshole about it. He's totally justified, but I just find it funny. And he looks at him. Time is infinite. There's no need to be in a hurry. Yeah. Eren is definitely feeling antagonistic towards Zeke. Justifiably so. Although, I've got to admit, I love the twist that Zeke really was the one manipulating Eren this whole time. That's so great. I love that. I hoped deep in my heart that would be the case. I really did. And I'm so happy it turned out to be true. Not because I'm a Zeke fanboy, but just because I think it would make him a more interesting character, personally. But who knows, maybe in the long term I'll change my opinion on that. Doesn't matter, regardless. Moving on. Yep, they're watching Eren growing up. Ah, Kenny, yay! Here. No way. Huh? Here? No way, Eren says. That he'd be able to locate it so quickly. What is this place? Oh, what is this place? Is Zeke asking that question? Or is it... Yeah, it's the headquarters... it's the headquarters of the King of the Walls. Huh? That can't be. Who's saying that? Who's saying that can't be? It seems like Zeke is saying that. Grisha is supposed to steal the founding titan the day that the walls get destroyed. That's still many years ahead. Let me see Grisha lifting up the entranceway. And he looks angry. But then he stops himself, closes the hatch, and goes back to his family. He chose his family over his mission. Yeah, and Eren's looking at Zeke. Almost to the point of halting his duty as a restorationist. So Grisha discovered the location of the royal family years in advance, but he didn't go along with his plan because he wanted to stay with his family. It was only when he had no other choice that he was forced into doing it. It's really such a big difference to how it was with me. Seems like he must have learned from his previous failures after all. Still, you're practically acting just like Dad wanted. You're not your true self anymore. That's something you'll understand sooner or later. Yeah, looking at the picture. Oh my god, we're at the last couple of chapters. Zeke, I'm sorry, Grisha says in his dreams. Huh? Zeke? Oh, he must have been writing in his journal, right? So he's thinking, Zeke, I'm sorry, as he's reminiscing about the past, right? Wow. Zeke? Are you right here? Huh? And he's looking around. No way. What? No way. There's no way Zeke could be this old bearded man, right? This must be a dream. This is... Oh. It's the next one. The next memory, Zeke. Huh? And Zeke... I'm so... What's going... Ow, I knocked the mic. This whole chapter's a goddamn mindfuck. I don't know what to think. But, okay. For a second I thought, did Eren somehow hijack the power? But then looking, Eren looks surprised here. Yeah. He's giving looks towards items and whatnot. Zeke, I'm sorry. And Eren looks surprised at this as well. So it's not like he's manipulating this. He also seems surprised. Zeke, you right there. And Eren looks also kind of dumbfounded by this turn of events. This is... It's the next one. The next memory, Zeke. Oh, I'm just... Oh my god. Usually I'm better at, like, trying to sum up the chapter. I'm gonna need to go through this whole chapter a second time. God damn, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay. That felt like it was 10 seconds long, but oh my god, that was really interesting. Again, due to the nature of this being such a dialogue lore heavy chapter, we're definitely going to have to wait for the official translations to come out, which I believe is like around Thursday, right? So it's not that long. God damn, I'm going back to the beginning of this and looking back through it again. I need to do that because I need to go back to the beginning, go back through. So, oh, my head is almost hurting after that, man. Okay. Eren, by all means, we must save everyone. And Eren drops the ball. I dropped it, I wouldn't have lived in the hospital, made my body grown dull. Eren looks up and gives Zeke a bit of a nasty look, and Zeke almost looks kind of like taken aback by it. Maybe this is meant to show the fact that Zeke always had suspicion that Eren wasn't truly on his side. It's actually going to be really funny looking back at all the posts that say Zeke is stupid and gullible and underestimated Eren and blinded by his love, when in reality he suspected it the whole time. It's actually kind of funny. To be fair, I'm not hating on those people. I was in the same bank, of course I was. Everyone thought that Eren was manipulating Zeke, so I'm not saying I'm better than those people. I thought the exact same thing. I just think retrospectively it's kind of funny. Anyway. And then, yep, feather falls off the bird, which I already speculate might be the representation of either a representation of the loss of Eren's head, or perhaps, I'm not sure. Either way, it's a symbol of freedom losing a feather, with feathers being used for flight, flight being used to give birds their freedom. Someone who fights for freedom has lost something that allows them to fight for freedom. I just noticed the big crater's missing again. Yeah, the big crater is missing again, isn't it? Oh, I mean, it's possible it's covered by the feather, right? Weird. Oh well, doesn't matter really. Right. And then we've got all the, Titans eating people, Sasha's family hiding in the house, yeah. Mikasa and Armin are still fighting Pieck. That's still going on because Pieck's a goddamn badass. Still no sign of Magath, though. Yeah. Falco's Titan. Reiner, yeah. This is all pretty self-explanatory. Gabby falls back because of the recall, because of course she did. And then, yep, Headland. This is all pretty self-explanatory. It's all very nice, but there's not really much to talk about. And then, is this... I'm still not sure what this represents. There are definitely things in here that I don't recognise. Is this Zeke getting the memories? Is that what this is? Or perhaps this is meant to represent the years Zeke spends in the past dimension, where he, through some ability, maybe due to the connection, slowly begins to relive Eren's memories or something. I don't know. The way it's presented definitely makes it seem like an overwhelming shock to the system rather than some kind of gradual process. And the way it's presented also makes it seem like it's happening to Zeke. Huh. Okay. And then, yeah, the past dimension. This is definitely Norse mythology stuff right here. The tree. I forget its name. It's like Isidril or something like that. It starts with a Y. The tree of the world, where, you know, everything branches out, where paths presumably come from. And Ymir is presumably inside that tree because she's the founder. And my theory, it wasn't like that impressive of a theory, but my theory that Ymir was the founding titan, and the founding titan's power was just the ability to contact the founding titan, turned out to be true. Huh? This is where all paths connect to the coordinates. Yep. That is what I think. I wonder what the royal family members... I'm not going to read it out loud again. I'm just going to skim... I'm just going to go through it in my head. That's quicker. So yeah, this is what... So founding titans in the past, they come to this dimension, they talk to Ymir, and they're like, hey, bitch, do this for me. And that's how the founding titan power works. Okay. For years. Yeah. Interesting enough, he has physically aged. I don't believe he physically aged the last time he came here, right? Everything happened in a split second. Yep. Someone's there. Yep, Ymir's coming out of the tree. Don't worry, there's the founder. I find it interesting that her face hasn't really been shown. I mean, we've seen her face, but it's always been completely shadowed. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they did show Ymir in the final exhibition. I forget what it's called, how to pronounce it. And we saw her face unshadowed, but it was just like, it looked like someone who didn't have a face, like she had no features. And obviously the first thing people are going to jump to, myself included, is, well, that's just a way of not showing her features without having to shadow her face over. And I believe that is probably the case. In fact, no, yeah, that is the... I was going to say maybe it's something like she has a weird, creepy ghost face, and that's was what they showed in the final exposition. That was the reveal. But no, actually, they wouldn't reveal something like that there, would they? If they're still keeping it secret now. Anyway. Okay, so I don't think Zeke is crumbling here. He's just picking up sand, presumably. And his fingernails are fucking long. Wonder if he creates... More importantly, yep. With this soil. It's not sand, it's soil. Although, it might, again, potential mistranslations and all nuances and whatnot. Are Ymir's clothes covered in blood, or is it just meant to be all raggedy? I'm going to assume the latter. Yeah. A close-up of Ymir's hand. I suppose this is just meant to show her without showing her, if that makes sense. And Eren looks sad about Ymir being here all alone for so long. Eren, You did well noticing these chains. Thank you for worrying. Yeah. So the chains are the vow to renounce war. Okay. So let me try to separate myself from what is being shown and try to imagine what it symbolizes so that I can better understand what's going on. The sand or the soil, presumably it doesn't literally mean she's rebuilding people and building the Titans out of sand. It means that the sand is a metaphorical representation of whatever it is that is used to create Titans and to regenerate Titan shifters. They're not literally being made out of sand. The sand represents whatever force or power or material is used to do this. And the chains, which are built out of this material, so the sand represents the Titan power? Is that what it is? The sand represents the Titan power. The tree is rooted in the ground, rooted in the sand, and the sand is sent out through the tree, through the paths, through the branches, to the people. So the sand represents the Titan powers, and the tree and the branches and the paths represents the means by which that power is transmitted to people. In which case, these chains being made out of the sand is just meant to represent the fact that the vow to renounce war was created using Titan power. Okay. Of course it could be entirely literal. It could be, but I'm going under the assumption that it's more metaphorical. Because, if it turns out to be literal, then that's an easy thing to kind of get my head around. But if I assume that it's literal and then it turns out to be metaphorical, it'll be more difficult for me to wrap my head around that. So I'm going under the assumption that it's metaphorical. And if I turn out to be wrong about that, then that's an easier thing to kind of rectify, if that makes sense in my thoughts. Yeah. So he's pleading with his brother. It's almost like... So at this point he already suspects that Eren isn't actually on his side. So at this moment he's actually... It's almost like he's pleading with Eren here because he wants Eren... He wants he wants to be wrong. He wants Eren to actually be on his side. So when he's pleading here, he's not pleading out of desperation because Eren is the only one who can do it. He's pleading out of desperation because he desperately wants his brother to be on his side. He wants to be wrong about his suspicions. Euthanizing all Eldians. I would never partake in such a joke of a plan. Sorry, brother. Yeah. And yep, so he's crying here not because his plan has failed, but because his brother has been lying to him this whole time. Damn, that's kind of sad. I wonder what I'm. Okay. As long as Eldians are around, this hell will never end. If you don't do this, from this point onwards, the killing will never stop. We will continue repeating this. Why, Eren? Please answer me. I need to stop reading this out loud. I don't need to. And I called it that Ymir wasn't going to side with Eren because of the way her face was shaded. Because her face was always shaded. Her face was never shown to us, and generally in manga, shaded faces are used to represent mystery and, you know, people hiding their true emotions and feelings, or someone not even having emotions or feelings. So the way Ymir had always been presented made it feel to me as though she wasn't going to just side with Eren. This is actually a theory I've had for a while, damn it. I wish I could have. I was going to make a video about it, but I didn't in the end. Damn it, I wish I did. Anyway, Founder Ymir, please let me up. Oh, yep. And she walks straight past him. This is the bit I need to reread because I really want to understand. I knew it, Eren. I believed that you were the only one to understand me. Okay, I knew it. And he's saying, I knew you weren't on my side. I wanted to believe that you were the only one who understood me. And then, is this because of your father's influence on you? I get it, okay. What do you mean by this? I'm just gonna read through this in my head and kind of, yeah. The Founder can build anything, even those chains made of soil. If I, who carries royal blood, wish for it, that is. Huh? Unlike previous kings, I reached this place without being tainted by the first... Oh, I get it. Okay, I just understood what's going on. Okay, so this is how it works. For anyone who doesn't seem to understand themselves, this is how I think it works. Only royal family members are able to make contact. Okay, so let me get this straight. Okay, so Ymir is loyal to the royal family and only the royal family. So when a royal family comes here, Ymir doesn't answer to the founding titan. Ymir answers to a member of the royal family. But whenever the founding titan is in possession, and the only way for the founding, I'm not phrasing this correctly. Ymir is loyal to the royal family, and she will do whatever the royal family asks of her. However, in order for that to happen, you need to come to this past dimension, and the only way to come to this past dimension is by using the Founding Titan's power. However, if a member of the royal family uses the Founding Titan's power, then they'll be influenced by the king's will. But since Zeke was brought here without himself being in possession of the Founding Titan, he wasn't influenced by the king's will, and thus he is able to utilize the power of the Founding Titan without possessing the Founding Titan, because the Founding Titan's power isn't to control memories and alter biology. The Founding Titan's power is merely to transport yourself into the past dimension. Okay, I get it now. Okay, it took me a reread, but I understand now. And he built the chains to trick Eren. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. She continues to submit to individuals carrying royal blood, whom she believes are her masters. So Ymir, the original Ymir, look at that face, it's so creepily drawn. The original Ymir is probably a girl who gained the power and was manipulated by her family. She was probably, yeah. I'll go into it more at some point. You were nothing but a key, Eren. And then he puts the chains on Eren. Yeah. You're not at fault. Even now, Zeke doesn't blame Eren for it. You're not at fault. We are miserable victims. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then he transports them in the memories, and there's not really much to talk about here, it's pretty straightforward. Zeke is going through the memories, trying to show Eren that Grisha only cared about his mission, not about him, and he was willing to, give up his family and let them all die. But Eren isn't having any of it. And then it actually begins to backfire because Zeke learns that Grisha chose to give up on his mission temporarily in order to be with his family for longer. And he even learns in the end that Grisha regretted what happened to Zeke and still thinks about him, and presumably up until he died. And by the looks of it, both Eren, this is a revelation for both Eren and Zeke. Huh? And then Grisha seems to see Zeke. Yeah, so he sees Zeke, but presumably because he was just asleep, he's like, oh, it's just a dream, just confused. Yeah, this must be a dream. So Grisha is... okay, maybe because Grisha was also in possession of the Founding and Attack Titan, that allows him to see into these memories as well. This is... and then, yeah, it's the next one. The next memory, Zeke. Yeah. Oh, I don't really know what to make of this final page. I wonder if there's missing panels. I wonder if there might be missing pages, actually, because... yeah, there might be missing pages. I'm going to go and check to see if there's missing pages. Just one moment. Okay. It seems like this is the final... not this one. It seems like this is the final page. It just feels weird because it doesn't seem like a final page. It seems like... usually the final page is like a big spread with some words saying, such and such has made a grim mistake that may lead to disaster, something like that. This doesn't feel like a final page. So, if there are missing pages in this, I am sincerely sorry that I couldn't react to them. I truly am, but there's not really much I can do about this, because as far as I'm aware, this is the only place you can find this chapter as of right now. So if there are missing chapters, I'm sorry, nothing really I can do about it. This was a really interesting chapter. I really like this chapter. I feel like there's going to be lots of confusion as to how Zeke was able to use the Founding Titan's power. I'm going to have to go into the Discord servers and Reddit and try and do some explaining for people. Probably, because it took me... I'm usually good at picking up on stuff like that, and it took me a reread, so I wouldn't blame people at all for being confused about it. I want to talk about my thoughts on this chapter, but the thing is, I feel like it's going to take me time to digest. I was going to do a chapter for 119, which I should have done, but things in my personal life just got out of hand, and I had to take a bit of a step back from YouTube for a couple months. I could only do chapter reviews. Chapter reactions, because they don't take very long to do. I'm working on making a comeback with the actual scripted edited videos, but who knows? That I aim to have that done in like a week or two, but it really depends on how things go. This was a really interesting chapter. That's the way I could describe it. It's not... It's very interesting. It's definitely a lore-heavy chapter. And... it's very interesting. It also gives us a really interesting insight into how the Founding Titan works. So, for the sake of simplicity, we'll refer to the Titan power, that Eren holds as the Founding Titan, and we'll refer to Ymir as just Ymir, right, to keep things simple. So, up to this point, we assumed that the Founding Titan's power was the ability to manipulate memories and change Titan biology and stuff like that. But in reality, the Founding Titan's power is merely the power to transport you into the Paths dimension, right? And then in the Paths dimension, you can then make contact with Ymir. However, only people of royal blood can command Ymir. That's not a power of the Founding Titan, that's an attribute of the royal family. But since anyone in the royal family who possesses the Founding Titan is overpowered by the king's will, they're unable to do anything other than what the king would want. However, since Zeke was able to get into the Paths dimension without using the Founding Titan's power, he wasn't overcome by the king's will, and thus, due to his royal blood, was able to command Ymir to do his bidding without being overcome by the king's will. That's interesting. I've always said that if Isayama wants to explain the Founding Titan's power, he's going to have to do a damn good job, otherwise it's going to cause a whole bunch of plot holes. And of course, he hasn't fully explained the power yet. We still don't know exactly what Ymir's capable of and why she can do it and all that. But it actually helps remove some potential plot holes, because there's always that thing that bugged me of how the hell did Frida lose a fight to Grisha, because I get that she was inexperienced, but she would still have the memories of every other founding titan before her, who would have presumably used their power in the past, right? I mean, we know the 145th king did at least. So Frida would still have the knowledge and experience to be able, of how to use the founding titan's power. So there's no reason she should have lost that fight. And my assumption was always, since she lost that fight, it must be because the founding titan's power isn't what we think it is, and that theory ended up being true. If only I'd mentioned that beforehand, so I didn't think like I'm just making it up retrospectively. Oh my god. I really liked the way this chapter was laid out. I liked the fact that the first, 10 or 12 pages had no dialogue whatsoever. In fact, yeah, the first bit of actual important dialogue, this bit doesn't really count. The first bit of important dialogue is on page 12, which is like a third chapter. This was a very visual... Well, the first part was very visual. The second part was a mix of visuals and dialogue. This is such a change of pace in the last few chapters as well. I'm not complaining at all. In fact, would I say that I prefer... I don't know. I'm wondering what role Zeke is going to have in the story from this point onwards, because right now he can use the Founding Titan's power. He can do that just fine. He can use the Founding Titan's power now. And as far as we're aware, Eren can't do anything to stop that. So the only way Zeke could be stopped now, at this very moment, is for Eren to convince Zeke to change his mind. And actually that's the only thing that could happen to stop this, because Eren, as has been revealed this chapter, it cannot use the Founding Titan's power. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have the ability to, because the Ymir doesn't follow the orders of people who don't have royal blood. So no matter what Eren does, he cannot use the Founding Titan... he can use the Founding Titan's power, because the Founding Titan's power is just the power to go into the past dimension. Changing biology and altering memories has nothing to do with the Founding Titan. That's all Ymir. So Eren can use the Founding Titan's power. The Founding Titan's power is just not what we thought it was. So Eren can't do anything, even though he has the Founding Titan. And then, of course, if they leave this place and go back into the real world, then, it'll, whatnot. And I lost my train of thought there. Point is, the only way... If Zeke comes out of this dimension, then everyone's screwed, because Eren's not going to come into contact with Zeke deliberately again because he knows what Zeke is capable of. So they're going to have to kill Zeke and pass his power on to someone else, probably Historia, and then convince Historia to do it, which is actually a possibility. But I think the best option for Eren right now would be to try and convince Zeke to change his mind, which is possible seeing as what's currently happening is Zeke is realising that what he believed about his father was incorrect. So it seems like Zeke very well could have some mind-changing events, some opinion-changing events happening now. Oh, man, I want to talk... The thing is, there's so much stuff. It's almost like there's so much stuff to talk about in this chapter that's completely overwhelmed my head, and now I don't know what to talk about at all. So I think I'm going to leave it here, because I feel like I'm just going to rant on about the same points over and over again. I'm going to leave it here, give it a couple days, I'll let myself gather my thoughts. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the chapters from 91 onwards, because that's something I've been planning to do for a while and I need to actually get round to it. And over the course of a couple weeks, I'll go through chapters, 91 onwards, and do my reviews of chapters 119 and chapters 120, once, a couple weeks has passed and I've really gathered my thoughts. I wish I could talk about this more, but I feel so overwhelmed by information that I'm not even sure what I want to talk about. I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what happens next. Wow, so thank you very much. Please do subscribe if you like this, and also subscribe if you like the idea of edited Attack on Titan videos, because that's what I'm planning to do. Of course, things have gotten in the way of that recently because of stuff I won't go into, but I'm planning to get back in the game soon. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't like the video. It's all cool, whatever you want to do. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you next time.